Hello operators, and welcome to another bear-baiting installment of Injurious Opinion Spewing. This week, I invited you to share your thoughts on a cinematic production of your choice. Ethan, with your promising review, I will definitely be seeking out Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I'm sure it's a must-watch, which, as you know, is a perfect combination between a mustache and a wristwatch. James, your review was possibly the most professional of the week, and I commend you for your unbiased critical response to Brick, a film I will definitely be on the lookout for. Was that a preposition at the end of my sentence? Oh. Max, well, you really didn't say anything in your video. I shouldn't be surprised, you never do, but you managed to say literally nothing of worth about either of the films you reviewed, apart from that some bits were kind of funny and other bits were quite funny. This does not a review make. I suggest you rewatch James's video for pointers. Nevertheless, I don't hate you for your crimes against video blogging. Rue, possibly. Lament, definitely. But not hate. To conclude this round, I will now provide my own film review. I'm unsure how many of you have already seen this film, but I only watched it for the first time last week. It was made by Sony Pictures Animation and released back in 2009, namely Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This film centres around Flint Lockwood, a young would-be inventor who creates a machine that turns water into food, so that when it's one way or another ends up in the sky, as the title suggests, it begins to rain meatballs. As premises go, it's inventive, but for a feature-length film, there's a lot of time wasted on montages of falling food and very little time on plot development. Certainly towards the end, I found the premise to be stretched a little thin, despite ambitious attempts for large-scale action. Nevertheless, the film is successful on many levels. The admirable central performances by Bill Hader and Anna Faris keep the whole thing up wonderfully, despite my not being hugely impressed by their other work. Indeed, though the premise is overstretched, well-written dialogue for the lead roles keeps the film going and lends it a lot of heart. It's possible that I'm biased as, at least in part, it's a celebration of their nerdiness, but they are genuinely likeable and endearing characters. The animation is very clean. The characters have a kind of cartoonish misproportionism, which is quirky but not distracting. For example, some have abnormally large or small eyes. However, it is the background animation that is most remarkable. They use an incredibly rich palette of bright colour, and consistently, the background detail is of very high quality. The film has some good humour, but relies a little too much on repeated gags and slapstick. Some of the peripheral characters have no real development, so even though I can think it's possibly interesting psychological and emotional territory, the film generally plays it safe. There are a few standout scenes that are substantially funnier, always I found when dealing with the misunderstandings, complications and awkwardnesses of the central relationships. As I say, it's this aspect that I found the most rewarding, and a side role voiced by Mr. T is quite good too. Ultimately, I'd say that this is a film with a lot of heart, but it's not particularly unique in the ways it expresses this. I'd recommend it for one watch, and I certainly think it's a good piece of animation, but there is better out there. All in all, 3 thumbs up. That's it for this round, and I greatly look forward to Friday and the start of the next one. Till then, bears you. Oh, and you know that thing I promised I'd do? Yeah, sorry.